Hello. Live today. Crazy. Hi everyone, it's Garthnix here. Back for another squad line battle. It's Tuesday. Hope you had a good Christmas. We've had a bit of time off, but we're back. Ready to go. I know Werner Voss and Dragster have been putting the work in, as always, getting us here. Looking forward to this one. We've got hopefully an interesting game for you guys today. There's a bit of a connection. We'll get to it maybe after the game. We'll kind of like elaborate a bit more, but there's kind of a connection between these two players. They are friends, these two commanders, but perhaps their friendship could be at stake here, you know. This is squad line battle. It's not officially competitive, but I feel like this is going to get... This could be a competitive game today. We've got two commanders, Cahoots and Scipio. Looking forward to speaking to them after the game. We're also going to speak to the other streamer. We're streaming Allies today. The other streamer streaming Axis, KnownConnection. We're going to chat to him in a minute, which should be cool. And hopefully catch up with everyone at the end of the game as well. On the Allies today, obviously Cahoots is the commander. We've got some players from WD44. Shout out to Wolfie. Obviously spoken to him before on a stream. We've got core players. We've got Hell Let Loose Italia. We've got obviously 82 AD. Shout out to Gem. That's an interesting squad to watch, that one probably. We've got Phalanx players. Shout out to Scars. And probably the boys from Phalanx, Electro. Hey, what's up, Torfus? Yes, live today. Mad, I can actually interact with you on the chat. We've got PBS players. We've got SCDB. Shout out to Rain. What's happening? Don't forget, everyone, yeah, we are live today. You can say hello in the chat. If I ignore you, it's only because I'm used to doing it like without a chat, so I'm not used to checking it out. But make sure you have like both streams open today. I reckon that's the best way to get the most out of the stream today. Mine's a bit choppy, you can probably tell. And obviously I'm mostly focused on kind of the strats. KnownConnection might be a bit more in the action. Obviously show you kind of the other perspective from the other team. Hopefully he's not having similar connection problems. Well, we'll see if that's any better. Who knows? Hopefully. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, it says excellent now. Well, that's good. Is that better? Video killed the radio star, says Torfisk. Yeah. Sorry. I don't have any video to play you guys. I just have this amazing overlay that I worked really hard on, so shut up. Does it seem okay now, yeah? Also, what's the lag like? You know, how far behind are we working? I don't know if anybody heard me at all before, if it was cutting in and out, but basically, yeah, I was just saying that Cahoots and Scipio, they've got some kind of connection in this game that goes a little bit beyond, you know, simple friendship, and, you know, that friendship might be on the line with this game. Is it a duel? Maybe. We'll see. They are commanding, you know, the same sort of squads as normal, where it's like a public game. We're going to have a chat to KnownConnection in a minute, etc, etc, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, there's so much I said. Thanks for the follows. Yeah, there's just... If it was that choppy for that long, like... then I don't know. You miss a lot. I was just saying thanks to Werner as always. Dragster shouting out all the squad leaders of all the different teams: Phalanx Core, 82AD, WD44, SCDB. Who else we got? Did I say 82AD? Loads and loads today. So big shout out to them. Then we got Gem playing, which is cool. We've got some other big players. But right now we're going to jump into Gamers Arc with KnownConnection. We're going to have a little pre-game chat. He's streaming, of course, over on his channel for the Axis today. Or like Scipio's the commander on that team. So check him out as well. You can have both streams open, obviously, at the same time. So
game itself, because I have a habit of getting kicked, which I absolutely hate.
KnownConnection.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, not too bad. You all right?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent.
Co-host himself, Garth Nix. Are you ready for
I am ready for this. Have you mentioned the connection, KnownConnection between these two players? No, okay.
No, would you like to do it?
No, it's all right. I've just kind of left it a bit of a mystery at the moment, but
yeah, I haven't even hinted that yet.
Spoilers.
Go on, should we tell him or should we wait
more than maybe? I think it's going to be a competitive game today. Let's say that
it will be. Yeah, so I'm struggling to see who's going to get the upper hand on this one. Cannot hear Garth. Oh no, this ain't good. Why can't you hear Garth?
I can hear him all right on my one. Whilst KnownConnection sorts that out.
Why is
I think. Let me just check my stream is running okay now. People in the chat, House Gangster, can you tell me if it's running all
right? Garth here?
Yeah, well, I can hear you, mate.
Yeah, all right, sweet. I think they can hear you.
We've got House in your chat and mine trying to sort everything out. What a legend.
House is always on it. Oh no, this ain't good. Nope. Right. Well, what I might have to do is just jump out on the game then, and then we'll have to sort this out ready for the after game.
Yeah, that's all right.
What a killer!
It's always the way these technical issues was fine.
Yeah, no worries. Right, well, I'll catch you. Catch you after. Have a good game, and I'll catch you after you.
Cool.
Yeah. Right, guys.
Okay, well, that didn't work, did it, House? For you, it's okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. My issues are over. Hopefully, let's get rid of the overlay there. That was going to be cool. Maybe it'll work later. Hopefully, we can get it so that it works later. I mean, I can always like broadcast it anyway on my one, like if it's not really quite working, because apparently, according to House, it was working on this one. So, but yeah, like obviously, I was doing the introduction. We're on Quarantine today. Everyone knows town centre. It's in the picture here. If it's town centre, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, as always. If it's what are the other ones called? Help me out in the chat. Help me out in the chat. What are the other two middle points called on Quarantine? Yeah. Get involved. This is your call to action. I'm literally googling it now. My memory is shot to pieces. Don't get old, people. Let's have in the chat like how old do you think Garth Nix is? If I make it to like 200 followers, maybe I'll do like a face reveal. The face reveal nobody asked for. Yeah, so train station and canal crossing. So basically, yeah, if it's canal crossing, like we know basically what's going to happen. We're going to have a big fight over the canal there, like between customs, canal crossing, and kind of the mainland, as it were. If it's town centre, of course, the church is going to be vitally important, and the back alley. Also, if it's train station, the kind of Monthelay area is going to be really, really powerful to take with a tank to cover that and push up and hopefully like hold off attackers from either side from actually getting close to the train station, because when it's right in those buildings at the train station, it can get kind of a bit messy, and there's a lot of different angles to cover with people jumping over the wall in the back garden. And happy 100. Oh, thank you, mate. Yes, cheers. I didn't realise that it actually occurred like yesterday, I think. I just like logged in before to see, prepare for today, and I saw it hit 100, which is really cool. So yeah, thank you again to everybody. And I did kind of say it when it was choppy before, but thanks again to all the people who follow me. It's really cool. Obviously, like, massive thanks to House for, you can see this guy's like so helpful. Big shout out to Torfist, KG lot. Big shout out to, I see I've got Duba, I've got obviously KnownConnection there, followed me. I've got, I feel like Inchon I saw followed me. I've got people like from everywhere. It's amazing. It's surreal. So that's awesome. Thank you very much. Obviously, if you're watching today, say hi in the chat, drop a follow or whatever. I'm afraid I have got it on follow to chat, but that's only because I've had trouble with bots before. So if you want to say something, obviously, and not follow, then you can just follow, say something, and unfollow. But if you want to get to the face reveal no one wanted, then leave it in. But I reckon, excuse me for the explosions there, I reckon it's going to be probably train station ruins and Monthelay, because oftentimes that's what it is at the moment, like pre-game on the server. But oftentimes with these it will just like reset those same ones. So Monthelay, big on tanks. The Allies going to have the advantage there, of course, with the 76. Although it's a little bit more evened up now since the update. Using the artillery guns and stuff like that, or not artillery, the the field guns, as it were. And then if it's town centre, like I say, all about the church and securing those. There's basically 3 areas inside the town centre. Hey, this is a question for people in the chat. Would you want to see a video that like goes through each each point, like each, especially like on the centre line kind of thing? So like a video breaking down town centre and like where the strongest areas are, etc. If that's something you're interested in, I might be getting on that. So let me know. And yeah, if it's what do I say? The other one was ruins. Pumping station. So yeah, if it's pumping station, oh, we restarted. Might have restarted, guys. This could be it. Let me double check my settings so you're not going to get deafened by all the command chat. Okay, sweet. I think we're good to go, which is awesome. So I'll take the overlay off in just a sec. Let me get spawned up. Okie doke. So what we got? Yeah, so we got customs, canal crossing, and pumping station. Right. Let me just double check that we've got rid of the overlay and stuff. Should have. Yep, you should be able to see that. Now I get to see how long the delay is until it catches up on my screen. Bloody ages. That's good. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can see we've got customs, canal crossing, pumping station. We've got able putting artillery marker there in G3. You see here above canal crossing. I mean, this whole area, of course, is going to be vitally important to push through, because they're going to want to get into this kind of area and push into customs. So taking this, securing this area, pushing any of the axis out of that area is going to be really key. Let me just check the stream. Yes, you've got the symbols. You can see what colours are what. So yeah, we're the Allies today, just to be clear, and the axis over on this side. So not going to be using the train tracks probably too much or seeing those in action, which kind of rules out a lot of tank play through here. But we might see some Axis tanks kind of pushing into these areas, and the Allies, especially down through pumping station in this area. If the fighting gets to here, then we'll definitely see some tank play around here, because this is a great kind of point to cover from the tanks for the Allies. It's like nice and close to the spawn. Obviously, it's quite well defended from both sides. These are big open fields here. So let's get into it. Let's go check out the center spawn for the moment. What a lovely view, eh? Okay, so they're dropping some something over here, it looks like. Let's just... yeah, by the church here. So very close to... on the Allies, the dog move marker. We've got Axis supplies dropping there. Okay, so let's see if we can see... yeah, okay, so already... oh dear. Is he going to make it? It is 30 seconds. That's a bit of an abusive tactic. It's very smart though. And already the Axis inside of customs. This is oh, we're inside a canal crossing. Excuse me. This is kind of a problem here for the Allies. That was very, very aggressive. And like I said before, I think this might be quite quite an aggressive type of game. You know, like to be, you know. To be fair, I've spoken to Cahoots like before the game, you know, and he was kind of saying he wants to play fairly offensively, but he's not going like absolutely mad on it, and etc. But you know, there is a connection between these two players leading the two teams today, as I kind of alluded to before, and I just feel like it's going to be a bit personal, this one. So you can kind of tell already that Scipio is not taking any risks, making sure everybody gets right into the canal crossing. Straight away. Both sides of the road here pretty much secured. If they can get into the trenches, then that's going to be big for them. Looking around the other sides, we've obviously got the recon potentially going back here to the artillery, which would be probably quite sensible, although they may run into a tank on the way. Let's have a quick look and see if there's any tanks coming up for the Axis. There should be. Who have we got in what squads today? Okay, so I ran through this before in the like sort of pre-game that it got a bit scuffed, but as you can see, we've got Phalanx today. Big shout out to Scars and all the guys from Phalanx. We've got 82AD, PBS. No Rain today. Surprised to not see him. Hope he's okay. 82AD guys. Vaslav Khan. Great player there. Looking forward to it. Right, I'm surprised there's no tanks pushing up in this area, to be honest, for the Axis, because it's quite a powerful spot if they can get tank cover on this bridge, or even get a tank... aha, here we go. Just what I was thinking. So getting a tank around this area, especially if they can get across the river, and kind of park it up over here and secure this sort of perimeter view, that's very, very powerful for them. Okay, so in terms of tanks on the other team, or our team, really, like let's let's give credit where credit's due. Let's highlight. Let's get this little fight here. Okay, so there's the 75. Marsmick going down. 75's kind of got these SCDB guys pinned down potentially, but obviously Canal Crossing been lost now. Pumping station not got good garrisons behind it at the moment. There's very offensive garrisons here. This one's kind of, you know, it's okay, but it's kind of obvious a bombing run could take it out potentially as well, because it is so kind of clearly inside the circle. Not a tank battle just as yet. Tank's still killing the infantry here. But I wouldn't be surprised if an attack came from around here, especially with that tactic of driving through here with the supply truck, or with the troop transport truck, excuse me. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we don't see a kind of troop transport play or a half track or something going on. Right, where are we? I don't see. Let me check my controls. So highlight. Yeah, that's what I thought. So highlight all enemies. Let's go. All right, we got hacks, guys. So let's have a look if we can't see some of their vehicles. Because I bet, you know, the really aggressive play here. You can see. So as I mentioned before, I haven't spoken to Scipio, but I spoke to Cahoots before the game, and you know, he was saying that he wants to be fairly offensive, look to always have offensive stuff in place, but equally not kind of give up on defense. And this is what he's come up with, this like most offensive triangle I've ever seen, with nothing out back. And from this play, I feel like he's not going to be as offensive as Scipio, you know. So I'm suspecting that there's going to be some kind of like crafty plays around the back here. Artillery's blasting away over here. Where is it? Who have we got in artillery? Harold and Ryback. Shout out to Ryback from PBS. Played together a couple of times. Okay, at the moment though, I don't see any, you know, I'm not seeing any kind of crazy truck plays or anything. Trying to highlight it, yeah, we've got the highlighting on. This should be a good little... Oof, oof. Bit of AED strafe there for the win. Breeze heard it though, look. Oof. Good kill. Okay. Tank's still up over here. It's getting shot at now though, is it? Is that artillery? You can see the tank below us there in green. Yeah, artillery. Going for the direct hit, I like it. They've made it slightly harder of recent patches to land direct artillery hits right on top of tanks like that. But it is still possible. It's just kind of got a bit of like a splash area now. You can't just kind of like pinpoint them exactly one shell on top of another. Which is probably better, I guess, but not as funny for camping garrisons. Maybe that's the point. Okay, so this garrison over here, speaking of garrisons, is down over in D5. And it looks like the Axis are making concerted moves in this area. This is not a fun place to be defending either. Ideally, this team, the Allies, want to get into Canal. If they can capture this area out the back here and get into Canal this way, or even clear out what I suspect is a garrison over here, G4, then that would be really important for them. But holding this area is tricky. You need to get people kind of out in these trenches and along the wall and push right up, really, ideally, past this cemetery, because it's not at all easy. If you see the perspective from the player's point of view here, that's not nice. It's very open and it's kind of hard to see, especially with the Germans there. Yeah, grey on grey. And there's like these little holes in the wall that people can kind of see through. It's not a fun point to defend. And Godsend here is basically alone. Shout out to Godsend. Is that the Godsend? Unlucky. Reform Gamer, great player. This what the hell squad doing what the hell seem to be doing all over the place at the moment, which is moving in, smashing people there. Shout out Jimbo. Yeah, smashing it at the moment. What the hell I think it's fair to say fairly dominant in the competitive scene, and so coming into a sort of organised public game like this, they're always ones to watch. Got better garrison up now in C4. More sensible. Still artillery fire here though. That tank didn't make it, the recon vehicle. Shuckle going down there. Oh. I'm like willing Jimbo into the compound. It's not my team that I'm watching, but he's my buddy. Okay, so they've got a lot more players now inside the compound, but it might be too late. As I've said, unfortunately for the Allies here, the Axis have managed to kind of move up into these really offensive areas, and especially like behind these walls over here, if the Axis can kind of set up here behind these smokes, get some good machine gun cover down and stuff, like it's going to be very, very hard to defend for very long, especially with one of their better players just getting taken out there. S1 over here doing, I think, the dirty work. Looking at this recon plane then, you can see there's Axis as well moving right down. We can see them all lined up there along the canal. And they're swarming this area now. PBS defense squad here might be in trouble. Kato's out on the road, looking a bit risky. Senpu needs to get that machine gun set up. It looks like he's not rocking a machine gun. It's a bar. This is not ideal here for Allies. They need to start spawning people in here and pushing through, clearing out this area. It's kind of the only way, although Fritton I don't know what your last bit of your name is. Sorry mate. He's pushing into this area. Got these PBS players backing him up as well here. Important plays being made. If they can stop... Yeah, well, they got one. Jimbo's moving up to the compound. He's in. Dimiv is a good player. Goes down though. Jimbo's also down inside the compound, so 1 for 1. Didn't make it through. Jacob's here. This artillery is just harming everyone. I'm assuming that it's Axis artillery firing on here. I don't see any friendly artillery markers. We've got the commander himself spawned in and going for it. Where is he? Hey, Werner. Is this game like Battlefield with bad graphics? You tell me, Torfitz, how many hours you've got now? Thousands? Raise the game volume a little bit. We can do that. I can just turn that up a little bit. How's that? Just in time for the bombing run. Okay, that is the Ally bombing run. Tank back up now as well for the Allies, it looks like. Or is it not the Allies? Where is the Axis tank that I'm hearing? Here we go, recon vehicle. That is not a great position for them to be in as far as the Allies are concerned. Vistic, great player. Thanks to Don D for use of the server today. I presume it's their server again. I think that's what it said on the Discord. Attack's a little bit petering out here, it looks like, which is good for the PBS lot. They've done a good job of defending here, but they need to keep the work up. They've got a marker over here. Is this truly where their garrison is? I'm not sure. I don't think that it is. Okay, but pumping station, well defended in general. They've held the centre of it. That was a decisive bombing run, I think, actually. Really helped to like relieve that immediate pressure that's helped Heps to push up. Is Godsend going to see them spawning here? Because Stefan Ross is going down from players in the compound, but if they don't take out the spawn, it looks like him seeing it. Yep, there it goes. OP's down. That was the recon vehicle, was it? Yep. Kato, your work's not done. S1's right there. Oh no. Oh, panic fire takes him out. Nice. Okay. What's going on over at Canal Crossing then? there is an attack going on here for the Allies. It looks like they've kind of managed to get something set up here, moving from the church garrison, which is roughly here somewhere, if we see people spawn in. My ping didn't work, don't know why. Okay, so of course, as we saw on the attack, this area here are very important for capturing Canal Crossing, and it looks like they've got a recon squad over here, if not 2 recon squads, looking to kind of move into that area, searching for garrisons. See the airheads coming down. Interesting placement. It's still on this side of the river. I'm surprised a little bit that it's not over this way, but perhaps the commander knows best if that area is secure. I don't know if there's anybody there. We've got a friendly tank here. And they are capping. House is jumping up and down. They are actually capping here, but I've seen caps go wrong from this very position. Unless they can clear out these trenches, that is like the vital part here. They have got this tank moving up. They've got 2. They've got a 76 and a 75 that we just saw firing wherever they are. But unless they can kind of get into this area effectively, it's not going to happen for them. Looks like Dog Squad's still up, but I'm not sure what happened to the other recon squad, which suggests that there's a further back garrison over here behind customs, and somebody spawned in and pushed through and taken them out, because otherwise, why would there be people in that area? It would take them a long time to run up from here, and they probably wouldn't even be able to spawn there. Tank going down there. That's a good kill. I think, yep, that was this one over here on item mark, as you can see. Give them the credit where credit's due. So Falcon and Gog over here in the Tiger, getting a good kill there. But they do have a 76 moving up, and they have received some damage. The 76 seems like it's facing the other way though. It's kind of just focusing on shooting infantry at the moment. Strange behaviour. Okay, no, they've gone down, so I guess they got kind of flanked by maybe some rocket players. Unless they drove accidentally into the river, I missed it. But yeah, so not happening for the Allies at the moment. They've got a good control of that one area over there, but I don't think they're probably going to find it very easy to move out of there, because they either have to go all the way around to this bridge back here, which is, I can't see any players over there, but that might just be the render distance, but that's kind of easy to cover that route, because you can see from customs they've got a pretty clear sight line over that bridge. Velos is the only guy up over here. I don't know if they've managed to get the Satchel. Yeah, thanks, House. I don't know if they managed to get the garrison down over there. Check in with the command chat in a minute, but 2 guys is not going to probably be enough to take this whole area, because that's a very difficult push moving up to the trenches from there, and that's why these trenches are so important, because they're difficult to push from everywhere. You've either got to go across the bridge, which is hideous, come in from behind over here, which again is not easy, because even if you kind of go the safe route, which is out here and around the fences where Sirius is, you're still very exposed all along that fence line where he is right now, and it's a long old run, you know. They've got cover on you the whole way, or you can kind of move around that way and up in, which is my preferred route, but it's still not easy because you have to cross these kind of open road areas to get there, or you come in like fully from the front, as it were. And I think that that's the kind of combination attack, as far as I'm concerned, is have enough people here to actually kind of cause problems out the back there, not just 2 guys probably, although they have got, it looks like their full squad there, but I don't know if does anyone else have an OP over there? No, they don't even have their OP over there. Golf OP is here. Where's Dog OP? Maybe they're just putting it up now. and then yeah, pushing up from this direction with tanks. But you have to not push too far or like too hard, because you can kind of get an angle from where that tiger's sitting onto tanks over here. So you kind of want to keep them further back. I don't know if people agree in the chat. I know we definitely have some opinions on tank plays, but for me, the overall strategy, primarily, obviously, like it depends on the game, but like that's the most kind of common way into that point, I would say. Coming in straight from the front and then around from the side as well. Still kind of causing problems over here though. Howlet Italia. No front line, no tank support, says House on this game. I think it's a bit sloppy, isn't it, in the sense of kind of coordinated tank and infantry plays. They've sort of got a bit split. PBS still on the defence here. We've got a friendly allied tank, light tank moving into this area. Strange. Oh, it was Jacob. I thought, how on earth did that shot kill him just then? Anyone? Has he got a satchel? No. How do I? This is not an ideal place for this little tank. Canal as a tank point. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think you have to have that tank control of like the main routes, and be aware. Okay, this is probably it for these guys here. Di Baldo Italo. Oh, gets a kill. See you later. Hopefully that doesn't bug my game because I'm following them and they died. And the smokes are out again, but nobody's quite in place to take advantage of them. PBS doing a good job there of defending that point. I have seen them play this point before. So not this particular squad, but another PBS squad, the one who I thought was going to be playing today. Yes, thanks. I do know how to do it. I'm just bad at it, mate. But I think you know that. It's weird because there's like a really big skip. Big Mac on the defensive gun here. Item lost, a squad lead. That's not good. Should we catch up with their comms, see what the plan is?
Send a couple people to attack from behind the garrison.
Roger, copy.
Just crank it up a bit.
Bombing run, offense, would that be useful?
Commander, how much is the cooldown more on the 76?
I can drop one now, but that would mean that I only have 300 fuel left. I can do it though if you want.
Okay, you can drop it on the top. Thank you.
Do that. There's also infantry approaching along the canal, pumping station.
Which side of the canal, command?
I believe south side.
Is it the side you died on?
No, south side.
Opposite side.
Guys, do you see the tiger?
Voss taking out the Gary there. Big moves from the big man. Core on core. Core on core crime coming up. Place your bets. Quickly, who's going to win?
Keep up this progress. Do we have any select positions of garrisons?
They have an enemy outpost on Charlie Mark. Spara, fai da resti colpi! Bravissimo. There's a lot of people on Charlie Mark.
Recon plane going in.
Him's complaining about lag, which is not good for this firefight.
We have an enemy airhead coming in from the northwest pumping station marked with...
Oh, still gets the kill. Werner, I'm not sure, like, he got the first shot, but somehow it didn't pay off.
On your RT. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so allies have kind of secured this area again
King's
now.
not all
I'm not
around
sure
here,
they've
Recon.
correctly marked this garrison over here. No.
We're capping
But
again.
it's good that they're kind of moving into that
Will
area.
Rover be useful?
As the commander just said there, canal crossing, they're capping again, so let's see. Still not really in that area though. If they do have a bombing run, it would be maybe best placed across the trenches, but really only when the friendlies are in a position to kind of move in and take out the garrison and stuff in the area, or make sure that it's down. Obviously the bombing run could
Enemies
take it
once
out.
again probing south of pumping station.
Let's try and get this.
We're capping again. Let's make this real this time. I'm going to drop a bombing run on the north. It should clear out the area.
Just put some smoke on the point north.
Who are they
There's a
shooting at?
tiger down there.
I hear it. Wow, great shooting. That's a cheeky little gap through there, isn't it?
Half track on K-Monk.
So, if anyone was wondering, spy the little building. You can see right down through the gap.
Enemy half track on George Team Gary Marker.
Okay, so George Gary Marker's got an enemy half track. Which is where? That's Love. George over here. Okay. See? Good bombing run on that area, but now it's just a case of these players moving in and taking
Losing
advantage
pumping
of it.
station, need assistance.
Oh dear.
Let's focus on the cap race, guys.
Roger. We'll defend to our last.
Get in the circle.
Get in
Command
the
update, we're
circle. They
defending.
need to push into that
Nice.
into
I've
this
got a reinforced
trench area.
to call it in.
I'll call it when it's needed, yep.
This is looking like a cap, guys. Well done.
Yeah, they've defended. This is looking like a cap, maybe, but they still haven't got the garrison down over there. They might just have enough people in this edge of the circle, but if these Axis can just run, literally run to here, it's not going to happen for them. Wow, pretty nail-biting stuff there, but... No. Oh. Oh.
Come on, push, push.
See how important these trenches are?
We got this, guys.
All they have to do is push up into that area where Scipio is. He knows, look. He's like, guys, get into this area. Big Mac again on the machine gun, holding off the push.
Pumping station's completely clear now. They've pulled everyone back.
Good job, guys. Let's keep up the pressure.
Confirmed.
Very interesting
Actually,
stuff.
one defense squad can move
No
forward.
chance, I got shot
Pushing a
always at the
defense
RT.
squad
No
forward
RT
as well.
support.
It's a bit frantic. I think I think they hoped there that they were going to cap that. That was very, 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 very close. I almost called it. But yeah, they didn't make it in the end. And it just goes to show, like, those areas, so this bank here, but especially this trench area is so powerful. Just because of how that circle sits on the ground. You know, you can see that actually it just touches the edge of the trench here. So if you're in this edge of the trench, exactly where Scipio was, you're in the circle and you're covered. Over here, it's very, very, very difficult. You know, you can get into this little trench, this kind of long trench, and where Ragnarok is, and Acton there, but it's way more open. You know, you can see where Vaslav is up in this building. You know, they can cover that area. It can be covered from this side, and the Axis convincingly defending, because once you've got this area, like, the pressure is off, and all you have left to do is kind of push through the buildings. This is now, having had to defend, this is now looking like actually a way better kind of front line for them, actually. So if they can kind of keep this a bit of forward momentum from their defence here and kind of push up to the front here, especially if they can get a cheeky play around the side with like a half track or something to back up the push, then that could be big for them. They could kind of bounce back with a little bit of a comeback here. At the moment, though, this PBS team squad over here, I'm impressed with these defense guys, the core players. I'm very impressed with these. They've done a great job just then. Obviously, they just like to hold it long enough so that the Axis players all realised that they were going to lose Canal and redeployed back at their garrisons over in these areas. Probably still over at this one primarily, if that is still there. Let's go and have a little look so we can actually understand exactly where they've placed it. Is that it? No. Looking for it over here, isn't he? Baja on the defend. I'm guessing if it is around here, it's just got hot, so he knows that somebody's around, sniffing about. The fact that he's over in this area makes me think that it's over in this area. It's not quite on the marker though, is it? Could be. Oh, could be in the building. Not sure if you can place it in the buildings anymore. Okay, he's got kind of free roam to have a look for it now though. And that'll be important because if they can take that out, it does give them a better plays on this side. However, in some ways it's a bit kind of, it's more like a disorganised arrangement of taking it out. Ideally you'd want to leave this one over here probably and try and push around and take out anything that's in this area, but keep a mark on it, so then you could like artillery or have somebody take them out when they do spawn in kind of thing and like push them back continually rather than, because what will happen now, the reason for that is what could happen now is if you take out a garrison in this area, they know that there's a potential kind of force moving through this area. They really need to protect this crossing over here, and obviously they've got a tank over here and stuff as well. Like, they want to protect that area, so you don't want to be kind of like giving them the heads up if they do have a spawn point over here that you're coming, because then they can kind of post up and, you know, the tank can get into position to defend itself a little bit better. What you want to do is probably push through quietly and take out the stuff in this area, if not get across the river as well and take out the stuff across the river first, and then but have this marked, keep eyes on it, and make sure that you can take it out like when the time comes. But that might be a little bit advanced in terms of what can really be expected from effectively a public game. Sure, everybody knows what they're doing, but the commanders, you know, they only have a few minutes at the start of the game when everybody kind of gets assigned to the team to really talk through plans and stuff. So it's not like they're going to have, you know, sort of a standard operating procedure all arranged for fighting Canal Crossing as the Allies, like you might see with some of the more organised, you know, really competitive games. Like I said earlier, though, that's not to say that this isn't like competitive in the normal sense of competitive. It's very tense, as we can see. That was a very close thing there at Canal Crossing, and it has been fought. You know, I thought early on maybe there was going to be a bit of a steamroller over here, but they defended Pumping Station well, kept them out of this area, even though they had that weird sort of like really aggressive triangle of garrisons. They did manage to get one further back, although ironically they don't have one now that I'm talking about it. This one going down to a recon squad, looks like. And you know, they've done a good job of defending over here, and now they're doing a good job of attacking as well, the Allies. You know, it has been fought over Canal Crossing, which is good to see, and it has been quite sort of you know, well balanced and competitive. It's just a case now of whether the Axis can either capitalise on this push, like they unfortunately managed to kind of not, they petered out a bit at the start there where they captured Canal Crossing. One of the tanks going down there. Both tanks now down. Not enough, probably not enough infantry support there, but also what I said before, like you really have to be careful of pushing up too far, because there can be tanks. There's not one here like I mentioned before, but there is still this Tiger over here, and that's really doing damage. So that is the risk of this kind of push. You don't want to go like fully up the main road if you can help it. You kind of want to get angles so that you can push up as, not as close as possible, but fairly close to kind of these angles here, so you can cover cover over that way, but without exposing yourself too much, and support all of your friendlies with a machine gun fire to push into the trenches. And the Allies now are pushing into the trenches, so this could be big for them. If they can clear out the spawns that are in here, not that I'm quite sure where those actually are. Mustachio. Big Mac's already down. Been doing a cracking job of defending, but Mustachio looking the wrong way, gets shot in the back. Didn't realise that the enemy were upon him. And if Jacob can take out, is there actually a spawn point here? Some erroneous garrison markers in this game, I'm telling you. But Jacob and Dustin here, Descent, sorry. Aha, they might have now seen the actual garrison, which as we can see is there. Jacob a bit stuck in the middle of the open. Good evasion, but goes down in the end. This PBS squad who did such a good job of defending earlier, they're now in the trenches. If they can stick in this area and defend it, whilst King moves up into this area, this could be big. As you can see, 82 AD, Chris over there moving up, spawning over there. Look, see Stefan and Big Mac spawned in. Okay, so they've done exactly what I suggested, which is push up through this area. As you can see, this is how you get as close as possible to the trenches. It's for the Axis, it's more of a natural push, obviously, because it's kind of coming from their side. But even if you're going to flank it and place garrisons and stuff out the back there, I think that this is the way to go in. Tanks supporting up to a point up here, kind of thing, and not overexposing themselves, and then have people sneak you around the back, like you've got these recons over here, whatever. Get yourself some supplies down nice and early in the game before anybody realises that they're down, you know, and then get the garrison up, push in the back there, get really nice and close to the trenches, support with smokes as they have done here, push into the trench, clear the trench. The whole time covering the other side of the road with the tank there. Have a couple of squads moving up on the other side of the river here, like one on the bank, one kind of like over in this sort of area down the road. Get something set up at the church. That church is such a powerful location, it doesn't matter what the central point is. Having a garrison around this area is very commanding. And yeah, they've done a great job there of pushing them out of the trenches, the Axis. So I don't know. I think we might have to take this cap seriously. I thought it might just be like a bit of a soft cap, but it looks like Ninja Pulver, I did think it was him, Jimbo over here, they've managed to, in a repeat of their play earlier, managed to get into the middle. Cringe with the, is he going to get the clutch plays here? He's looking out the window, goes down. Jimbo drawing fire. Now there's no blue circles anywhere in this point. It's just a tank pushing. Yeah, well, it's a tank, but it's not going to be enough. Again, they don't have that defensive garrison. You know, it's not easy for them to push all the way from out here. Like, just in the sense of time. You know, it's going to take them such a long time to get into those powerful areas. And that whole time, not only can the Axis here be building a garrison or whatever else to spawn their team in, but other Axis players are going to be pushing up into these areas ready for the next point. You know, because that's something that you have to always consider, is that especially if you're playing somebody who's aggressive, and we saw at the start how aggressive Scipio was, you have to be suspecting that they're going to be dropping supplies, trying to make plays, trying to get the steamroll, you know, because once you get into this position here and the whole enemy team's out of place, all you need is for these squads here who are inside the circle, you know, you want them to now jump on defense, get all of these who were just defending a second ago redeployed out to something over here, you know, and you could be in real trouble if you're the Allies here. You know, they've sent one squad back. Oh yeah, and that is kind of what's happening. Is it a garrison? Yes, it is a garrison. It's a bit covered there though. Penny with big kills. Richthofer had the kill on him. Penny could have taken it out there, maybe. Oh, if he'd stayed on the garrison, I wonder if he could have taken that out then. Like, he would have died either way, but there's a lot of... I don't know if he got the shout out on the garrison there to put a marker on. Yeah, somebody's put it down. Look how House squad's got the marker up, so they're trying to stop the steamroll, but this is... Let's get everyone highlighted. So we got players up in the buildings. These guys trying to cross the road. They're going to get another spawn wave in a minute, as long as they can keep these blue dots over 10 meters away, which they are at the moment. Godsend out the back there. Richthoffer goes down. They need to use their ears here and realise that there's somebody flanking on that side, because otherwise they could lose the Gary. There is another spawn wave due in, but Dustin is on it. He's inside. Here is the spawn wave. Oh my god. Gets good kill there. Goes down though. They're really getting pushed. Penny goes down, unfortunately for him. Heps is now on the wall. Oh my god, hectic. Look at, there's a spawn wave as well over there. So yeah, Heps with the Gary takedown there. Well played again by those PBS squad, pushing in and getting the defend. Great stuff. So steamroll not on after all, but you could see the strat in place. That's what they were going for. Get something really nice and close. Get enemy, get friendlies spawned in there. The problem there for the Axis, and they're a bit unlucky in a way, is that they hadn't taken out this garrison here before that happened, and you can't always find them. You know, they're not always super obvious. So good patrolling width here between the Axis defenders. Whether that's a little bit far and wide, I'm not sure, but there may be some rationale behind it. Wow, Chikarian, your thing looks so cool. Yeah, it's definitely well defended there. There's no question of a sort of immediate steamroll now, I think. There are these players out here though. Okay, not an accurate garrison marker, but a notional one, and it's fair enough because they are spawning over here. Not sure. I think it is a garrison, not a half track or something. Yes, Torfisk, I'm making you feel sick. Sorry, mate. Okay, not sure about that one. But they were coming from over there, weren't they? Okay, so this is a decent enough front line here from the Axis. They've kind of moved up into the point here and kind of around, and you can see they're sort of pushing to make this like line, the sort of front line, and that's going to meet up here with these STDB guys. Phalanx squad is kind of like pushing through that at the moment though, and they do have a chance to actually get around the back if Jimbo passes them by and doesn't realise and put a marker there. So if they're too quick pushing through pumping station, that could be a problem, but there are still players back there for the Axis. Looking at the map again, this is where that marker was. I think it's probably more around here, isn't it, where we saw them coming from. But in terms of garrisons, not a great placement for the garrison here in C4, because it's just on this side of the line, which means that, as we can see, it has a 100-meter proximity kind of radius. If an enemy player is within 100 meters of that, then nobody can spawn there. However, if it was in the blue, that radius reduces right down to 10, and obviously for the sake of whatever that is, I can't even zoom properly, you know, the difference there is going to be like 10, 20 meters, so it's not even worth putting it in that bit. If you can place it in the blue, it's better. Obviously, if you're going to place an offensive garrison, you know, and it's like right out here, then yeah, sure, but like when it's so close to the line, you want to be getting it in the blue probably. House Gangster Tier Gary, what, this this one over here, or did you mean this previous one here? Yes, this was a decent House Gangster style Gary. Very, very offensive, built on supplies, probably dropped within the first 30 seconds of the game. He's going to hate me for saying all this, but this is the clutch Gary. This is the true clutch Gary. Somehow, it's like such a sketchy place for Gary, but it kind of paid off. and they managed to get enough people in with the timings of the spawn waves, obviously, to fight it off. If there'd been a bit more smoke or something more coordinated, then who knows, that would have pinned a lot of the players into this area. Then more artillery shells on their heads could have helped. But looking again at what we were talking about just now with this kind of front line, they are pushing through into this area. They cleared out the phalanx squad that were over in these buildings. Vaslav Khan and that, they're coming into this area. They've kind of read the line of the front line, and they are cutting them off. They're not allowing them to loop right round. But at the moment, it's still not ideal. You know, they have got a player with Gus Carl, sorry, and the tank here inside the point at 502nd. The Gary is still up for the Allies, and they should be able to get shots on this tank if anybody's got the right equipment for it. Sort of a glancing blow there, Bite Force. Somebody must have a satchel, surely. Still coming in from that garrison we can see over there. And come on, surely someone's got to blow this tank up. Bite Force, shoot him in the rear. Don't run out the front where you can get shot by the machine gun. Maybe can't get through there. Oh no, killed himself with the explosion. Tank's still up. Somebody with a satchel, please, I'm begging you. This is going to be a massacre now. Smoke tactics, probably sensible. That's all he can do at the moment. Sort of just about capping it, and then it's being defended and just about capped. A lot of smoke here. Holy. Gals Carl, good plays a minute ago. The tank does go down. Finally. Sorry I missed it, but you know, I can't wait around all day. I wanted to see what was happening over here with this garrison. Okay, here it is. Well, that's, yeah, it's garrison here. Okay, and OP. So if we see where we are here in A7, this is obviously like the sort of place you do want to put it in enemy territory, rather than just over the line kind of thing. And it's a decent distance away, this garrison, you know, because you have to take that into account. When you are building a garrison in enemy territory, you don't want to, I think it's there, isn't it, that we said, you know, you don't want to build it so close that it's sort of automatically going to be spawn blocked just from like regular activity, because you can pretty much guarantee, of course. See this bombing run, I mean, it didn't really take out too many people, it looks like there, with the bombing run. Lots of blues still in the circle, but yeah, you know people are going to be inside the circle, so you don't want to be placing the garrison like within 100 meters of that circle, and probably not within 150, maybe not within 200. Each of these squares is 200 here, so you know, maybe we want to get it out sort of here somewhere, maybe even a bit further where it's like 200 meters away, and that is what they've done. So sensible garrison placement there, because that's what's allowing it to continually place pressure. You know, it's not doing its job of placing pressure on the point here if it's spawn blocked. So okay, some sort of spread out fighting over on the wings here. They've got the half track, the Allies. I'm not quite sure what the plan is. I think maybe they were thinking they could be a bit cheeky and kind of try and flank around perhaps, but it's not. You could see the half track, excuse me, over here, but you know, it's just not it's not going to get the job done unless they can really kind of get it into like a deep area and have meaningful amounts of people spawning at it. Because something that is worth mentioning with the half track, if people are kind of sporadically spawning at it and then they're trickling in to a particular area, then that's a lot easier to defend than if people kind of spawn and then regroup all together in a particular area, you know, another area further away, and then move in together. Especially if they then build a garrison in that area and allow the half track to like move on to somewhere else. There's a lot of sort of coordinated or benefits, let's say, to coordination with the half track. So the garrison's still up, still spawning people in. They've got another one up here that I can sort of guess at. Not sure there's any marks down yet. No markers for that garrison up here, but you can see there is one just from the number of players. Forcing a little bit, you know, it's drawing these allies out of 502nd and actually opening up the rear here, because the temptation is, you know, basically, you know, if these what the hell players effectively die, you know, the allies are going to think, oh, there's probably more down here, let's push up and take them out. And as you can see here, the SDDB player 116, Chris, you know, like they are getting drawn into that area, and of course that area isn't where they need to be. It's actually not even in a sector that is effective for them. Yeah, so these whole 4 squares, anywhere in there, you're providing capping power to this point. These 4 squares, you're not providing attacking capping power, and you're not defending. So actually, they're out of the fight, basically. Yeah, okay, so are the Axis who are in this area, but if that's a, you know, can be a genuine tactic to try and pull those players out of position, only using a few players, especially if it's the stated plan, then your guys can fire and move back, and draw a whole squad of players like that into that area and free it up and get them to overextend and push out and have people move in from the rear, you know. And yeah, okay, they've known for a while that there are enemies here. You know, Love Mark has been down a while now, but it's not stopping them from getting drawn out still. Nobody's taking it that seriously that it's stopping them from being drawn out, which is really interesting to see. Over at Pumping Station, the defence is looking pretty airtight at the moment. I mean, there's this garrison over in this area, or the half track, and the garrison over here. Not in a you know, in a spot where it's really being terribly effective. We've got a tank battle going on here. We've got the tank there and another one here. That's 75 goes down. That was a 5, yeah. 76. Good shots from the Tiger. Is that black? Desert Fox and Black Shooter. Is that a black shot? I am not a big fan, it has to be said, of fighting from this area. It's important to hold and have a couple of players like just, you know, causing problems here, but as an attacking position, I bloody hate it, I'll be honest with you. It's just so open across here. As you can see, Ares is just able to literally sit up against the bush here and cover anybody who's trying to cross this whole area. Like, that's, and it's so hard to nade him. Look, like, I bet they can't nade him, because there's this tree here, you know, you have to chuck it over the tree, that draws it out into the field, or you chuck it short and it blows up here. Like, it's a horrible place to be, and especially with a tiger coming at you. I'm not hopeful for this attack from this vector, to be honest. Where's that half track gone? Oh, it's behind me somewhere. There, still there. Yeah, somebody probably should drive this half track somewhere more effective, I would say. But you know, they're doing a good job here. And actually, look, where they have got drawn out, exactly what we were talking about. So many of these players have got drawn out, and it's kind of allowing space over here at 502nd for these lot to get right round the back. Okay, there's still some of these PBS stalwarts here. You know, they have been, I've got a hats off to them, like defending like a dream over here, and on the previous points as well. They have been doing a good job. Just sticking to their area. You know, sometimes that's just like the most important thing to remember as a defender. Like, don't stop defending, kind of thing. Like, the moment you feel yourself getting drawn away or starting to kind of attack, check, you know, check yourself. Like, is that what you need to be doing? Vidar, crowd dog over here. Just getting some XP over here. Kind of giving their position away a little bit, but at the moment, not really too many people around to see it. See it on the map, of course. Still not totally happy with this garrison situation. They've lost the one in the point, and there's nothing out the back here, and you can see like from the markers, and obviously like from what we've been talking about and all these red blobs, that there are enemies all out behind now. So it's going to be quite difficult to get a back garrison up. 502nd is looking a bit precarious at the moment. All it's going to take is for the Axis to get kind of a little bit of a way in. Maybe from this side over here, or, you know, like if there's only sort of 4 or 5, 6 players, you know, really defending inside that point, all it takes is a small crack in the armour. The fighting often doesn't get back to 502nd, but it's an interesting point because you can see there's like a lot of different ways to get to it. The Axis have kind of identified this probably pretty sensible way of getting to it down the road at the back. There's, you know, the obvious route up the front with the buildings, but as we've seen, like, it's not easy fighting for an Axis team there. It's a lot easier to sort of defend in that situation than it is to attack. But so easy, in fact, that you can get drawn out of position, as we saw. But the attack down this through the rear area here is a good one. The only problem is like this sort of little area here where it gets quite pinched. So you've sort of got this. It's quite open in between the road and this hedge here. Gal's car with a kill. Quite open on this field and quite open sort of on the other side. So it can be hard to like move up through. But with smokes and stuff and the element of surprise, that would probably be the best, in my opinion, like the best vector. Draw them out the front and then, yeah, like we mentioned before, get people in the back. Get a garrison up in this kind of area back here, as long as it's like probably 100 meters away from the edge of the zone, as we mentioned before. So like back here somewhere, just right underneath us. It's definitely far enough away. Pumping station, good attacks here from King and Abel squad. They're moving into a sensible area, especially as these guys over here are kind of distracted. Looks like they're all pushing out to fend off that attack from the buildings. We've got Geed, and is there a tank over here as well? Another tank. I see their Tiger. It's hard to see in green, but the bombing run here for that ally is going right into the middle of the point. Big Mac Vaha survive, others don't. Wonder if they took down any kind of garrison in there. I suspect there's not one in the compound because it is such a, let's say, obvious place to kind of do a bombing run or whatever. But only half an hour left here in the game, so they are kind of trying everything here, the Allies, to claw back from this 4-1 position that they find themselves in. They've got a good push up through this road, but again, they're sort of doing what we mentioned before with the half track, where it's a little bit of a sporadic advance, and that's kind of allowing the enemies who've set up, you know, they've kind of got a numbers advantage. Like for every 1 or 2 people that rock up, they've got 5 against them. If they kind of regrouped and pushed up as a more of a group, then they might find it a bit easier to take out some of these Axis players on the defense. It's something that you often see with like OPs as well, where people will spawn in at the OP and not wait for the next spawn wave, you know. Sometimes you really do need to. Scipio on an absolute killing spree here. Mile covering his back. Well played so far from Scipio, the commander of the Axis. As you can see, 4-1, half an hour left. Pretty good place to find yourself. It's not too easy for the Allies to come back from this. It is possible, of course, but not that easy. Allies getting a slightly better front line going up there by the cemetery, but the cemetery is not a place where you want to be kind of pushing through in that area, because you're just walking out into an open area. There's only a couple of places that you can go. There's gateways, so you know it funnels you through, so they get taken out, it looks like, over there. Okay, tank's in trouble here. Well, maybe not. Don't have the right players. Goof might have something. interesting play there. I mean, they've got a machine gun in the tank. I'm not quite sure why they decided to jump out, but tankers do what tankers do, I guess. Sometimes it is just so frustrating to have enemy infantry all around you. And you never know if some of them do have a satchel or do have rockets or whatever. It just so happens that we can tell from being all the way up here that they don't have anything, but I think they can probably guess by now who's left in here. Lodex. I'm not even going to try. Laupachito, is that? Alright, so yeah, doing exactly what we were just talking about then, the Axis. A lot of defenders though in the point. I think they're going to struggle with just this few people to kind of push up into that area, but they're doing enough to hold it here, you know. Where is that garrison? Maybe it's got taken out. Keep an eye on that and see if they keep spawning in from over there. Back over at pumping station though, like the Allies, you know, they are kind of getting a bit of a front line going. I think partly just because they're being held off. They just need to take these kind of sensible routes through and use these smokes effectively to push up to the buildings. The Axis do have a bit of an advantage here, but against, you know, a lot of grenades, if there's a lot of you pushing up, this kind of enclosed area, they don't have many places to go, really. So we'll look to live there a little bit, but isn't. Staying in the game just to probably tell his squad mates exactly where people are. Oh my god, Chris. Unbelievable. Jumped on Miles' head. Well, they know where the garrison is. Pakov retreating. Probably going to try and get his OP up. I've realised he hasn't put the OP up before he just runs into the enemy base. Okay, good place to be spawning there though at these OPs. They're basically in the circle already where they spawn, which is excellent, and they can just kind of hold this area a little bit. Optical going for the jump over. Miles going to shoot him in the back as well. Kauf might have seen him now, but doesn't matter. The Gary's down. Miles now camping nothing. Stuck there. No backup except cannon foot. Textbook pre-fire, but goes down to shots in the back from Mile, who's somehow still away, still up. Oh my god. Okay, well this is interesting for the Allies. This is a good move for them. They need to kind of push into the building, take out these people up here, but they are in the circle. These players, as I mentioned before, are in the circle. If they can coordinate, I don't know if they've got anybody over here anymore. Don't think so. Sort of, but not really. Okay, so he just literally spawned in here on the road. Looks like there are more OPs around this kind of area somewhere. Good little battle going on here. Going for the multiple peaks. Pumping station no longer being taken. They've kind of resecured this central area, which is very good play from them, and perhaps even taken out the garrison here, or the OP, sorry, that were here. I think they have, yep. Well, great play there from the Axis. Very good defending. I think some of these guys probably had to fall back as well to defend. Perhaps not. This is just the same core and PBS slot who've been here the whole time, smashing the defence. Oh, it is still there. Okay. Just couldn't say it earlier, could be. But yeah, again, you know, what a decent place for a Gary, just in the sense of it's maybe not trying to set the world on fire, but it is just keeping that constant pressure from an awkward angle. It's forcing, at the end of the day, it's forcing all of these lot to still be here, all of these allies to still be here, when they could have been a minute ago helping with the push on pumping station. But now that's been secured again by the Axis. So, good play there. still quite a flat line of garrison here, not too much in terms of like the back garrisons, as it were, for 502nd, but I think, you know, they've been attacking all game here, the Allies, or trying to, and press T, please. I have been pressing T. Calm down. You can see the marks, bro. They're everywhere. Let's have a little listen then. Go on. So demanding.
Supplies to your east. Can you build a garrison there, please?
But they've been playing aggressive the whole game, trying to be attacking the whole game. It's not really worked out for them. I think could have been a bit more coordinated with the push on Canal Crossing. They don't have the easier side, to be fair. The Axis probably have the easier side to defend and move on Canal Crossing.
Tiger is gone. Tiger is gone.
Nice work.
Still firing away, aren't they, on the artillery? Right underneath me. That's why. Don't know who shot him. They weren't happy.
Do you have an airhead?
I do not currently. Actually, I can. Yes, I do. I will have one very soon. I do not currently have manpower, but we'll do in about a minute.
351 on the manpower. Still got a lot of munitions, even though they've been using the artillery.
Where are you wanting one?
Anywhere, please.
Commander, can you take a half
20
track
minutes.
and try to drive around and flank it that way?
I can try.
People getting a bit sick of losing, I suspect, on the command chat here. No answer there about enemies to the south.
Guys, if you follow us, we can try to help you.
We can see that there's only really one over there at the moment.
Enemy looks on my mark. Light vehicle mark.
Where's that? Over here.
Okay, we'll take care of the rooks.
Where are they?
Garrison lost.
Recon OP
That's this one, is
destroyed.
it?
Enemy garrison on C4 destroyed.
Somewhere
Bacon
around here.
4 garrison is hot.
It's down now.
This garrison's
Right.
just gone down. The tank here, not going to be able to see this recon vehicle very easily.
Commander, can you drop some supplies
Over
around
there.
for Red Garrison?
Oh no, it's a Lux.
Pakov, keep moving, keep moving. Enemy infantry on your ass.
Is it great for the ally tank here? Just getting absolutely rolled up on. It's got a better gun for this though. One more hit. There we go.
Blah, Lux is gone.
Such confidence there. We saw
There's
that.
an,
That was a bit touch and
in
glow.
the mid HQ farming the guys who spawned here.
It's down.
The Lux on the top HQ is gone.
Mid.
Well, it fucked my fucking transport track. It's over.
It's over. It's been declared. The
Okay,
morale
we'll
has
take care
officially been
of
lost.
the other Lux.
1750 remaining. Still doing a good job, these squads, though, of defending. You know, if they could coordinate an attack, I'm confident these defenders could hold off whatever's happening for long enough to stage a decent attack. But it's just not come together for the attacking squads over here at the moment. Garrison situation, appalling. They've just lost 2. There was one over here as well. They've both gone down. Nothing deep. You've got the half track over here, which is a big play potentially, but they need to really capitalise on it this time instead of just allowing that trickle effect to alert the enemy to the location. Don't think it's still on the mid HQ, is it? Pretty sure we saw that got blown up.
Item dropping supplies on your position. Can we also get a support to drop supplies on the half track?
Command, bear in mind, Dog 7, love garrison marker. Possible garrison location.
Okay. Is the engine on? No. Makes such a racket, doesn't it, now, with the sounds on the spawns.
Codes, drop supplies D3 to distract.
So Mustachio's probably heard it.
Enemies approaching northeast.
Can't do much though,
love infantry
but
marker.
Can alert his squad
I've got
mates.
a minute and a half on that,
Get a
guys.
marker put on it. B needs to get those supplies down. Get that garrison up. Yeah, he's on it. Good work. Placing them down somewhere now. Looks like. And then
Baker squad.
I would hope that
enemy
they would
infantry
take
coming
the
down main
half
road
track
and northeast on
somewhere
love
else.
marker.
You know, try and. How many supplies do you need? He hasn't dropped supplies, has he? What? I thought he just had them in his hands a second ago. What happened to them? Uh-oh. Pumping station abandoned here. Risky. Tiger's in the place though. Still an OP here. Garrison's in the same spot basically again. Almost.
Command, we're losing on south side. Possible heavy infantry presence.
Thorpe with the kill.
Update command.
Mustachio
getting
knows
surrounded
he's
north and
there.
south.
Can't hip fire the rocket launcher, unfortunately, for Thorpe.
Let's have one of our
Didn't get the
offensive
Gary down.
move back, so let's have,
Again, too sporadic, really, probably, to be effective.
Commander, can I ask for
Good patrolling distance, but
let's
not
have
ideal
SC
for the
let's
sort of
have SCB
the tip of the spear, really.
PHX, please fall back. FLX Pro, please fall back to defense. Thank you.
Commander, can I ask for a 76 on the top?
They're still here, these guys from PBS and Core.
It's spawned.
Thank you.
More
Command,
Verful.
losing
Good
502.
kill. This could be it.
Tiger on the
I'm pressing T, house.
pack off, you will see them.
Not good Garys. There's this Gary here, but
I'm going to drop a reinforce now. Let's
Recommended.
try and take this
I think
point.
it might be a bit late for the reinforce, unfortunately, for them. That OP's just gone down as well. That's the final spawn wave for this lot. Erded needs to stay alive. The Gary's still up here, though. Here comes the bombing run. That's the Axis one. Misses the garrison. I don't think they realise how few enemies they've got inside the point here.
Request support.
Phalanx,
on defense.
PBS, core players. Panic mode. Shuckle with big kills. Jacob gets him.
I'm dropping a defensive bombing run.
Where's this bombing run going? Just here? Wait, what? Did we miss it? That's weird. It looked like it should have been right here. Did nothing happen? Okay, well, oh, is this it coming
Enemy
now?
Tiger on dog marker.
This is all she wrote. Getting a few kills at the end, maybe with the bombing run, but it's not even anyone, unfortunately. Okay, well, that was a bit of a war, but it's wound up with a 5-0.
I think that's a GG command.
Allies lose.
There's nothing about
Axis
GG.
for the win.
GG, guys.
Nothing about GG. Ouch. Ouch. Vaslav Khan with the dig at the end there. Yikes. Okay, well, yeah, that was a interesting one. Looking at the scores here, I'm going to, get my bloody points come up in a minute. But make sure you freeze it if you want to check out your own scores. Got some decent squads here. CDB doing well. This tank has been somewhat effective. Try be nice. GG. I don't want the wrath of Vaslav Khan. I don't want to even say GG. I think I'm taking the piss. Okay, and on the other team now we can actually see who's on what squad. We've got the God Squad Baker over here with an absolute buttload of points, as you'd expect. Chikari and Ninja Pulver, all they're really good players. This What the Hell lot, absolutely slapping as well. Good plays here, and yeah, excellent job everybody. Lots and lots of kills there on that team. So, as I think we really saw, didn't we? Just have another quick scroll through so everyone can see if they're interested. So well played to the Axis there. We're going to hopefully go and catch up with KnownConnection from server 1 and the 2 commanders now. So I will just come off of this and place my thing up. Let's jump over into Discord. Hey guys. Hiya.
Hello.
GG's everyone.
Guys, can you all hear the commanders
thank you.
and Gothics? Fingers crossed you can. Perfect, guys. All right. So how was that, guys? How was that for you?
I enjoyed that one, apart from the 30 FPS.
Yeah. That was tight, I've got to admit.
There was a moment there at the middle, wasn't there, where it looked like the Allies had taken...
The middle was very
crossing.
hard fought.
Yeah. But in the end, you had some really great defensive squads, I've got to say, Cahoots.
They were very good at knowing when to fall back at the right times, etc., etc., which I think was definitely to our favour. But I did notice quite a few times Scipio had to kind of pull the plug of his offence totally, and was able to pull back those.
Your backline's presence, we never managed to clear you out. That caused massive problems for us.
Same with you. Your backline, we had pretty much no spawns for a lot of that game, which was a real struggle because I was basically driving around trying to build them up, and there's constantly someone in my way to basically shoot my truck or whatever, which I think was our biggest issue. The reason it turned into a steamroll in the end was that we didn't have the backup, the garrisons and stuff built because there was that constant presence.
Yeah, we had a couple very good squads for that, actually.
I noticed Ninja was back there in the Battle group.
Ninja and Sirius, the DC boys, did a good job back there. For me, that entire one came down to the Battle of the Armor. Your 276s pushing that midpoint together in unison was so hard to deal with.
I noticed that. They did seem to go down a lot. So I think, I did notice a lot of requests of 76s, which we somehow had fuel for, which I was quite impressed by.
It was a weird one. We had we only had one tank crew for the first 10-20 minutes, I think. So we only had the 116th tank crew, but they just kept it so disciplined. So your 76s had complete reign over that midpoint until they pushed past the invisible line, until my Tiger could see them. And then we managed to get both your 76s. And at that point, my second tank crew managed to connect. So at that point, we had 2 Tigers in position. Because your 76s were great, but defensive Tigers are so hard to take out.
Yeah, I didn't know that Tiger parked at the back of the river. I think Chris Carse's squad ended up going for it, his special kind of backline stuff.
Of course he did.
Yeah, exactly. We also had quite a few backline garrisons, and sort of, for a long time we had multiple red zone garrisons, which is why our offense was so powerful. So we had, we had half tracks, we had red zone garrisons. We were able to get behind and get stuff done. We just weren't ever able to convert that into actually taking the point.
Yeah, your backlines were so hard. We couldn't clear you out. We were lucky. I think at the point where we capped your pumping station, I think we were going to lose midpoint in a few minutes if we hadn't successfully done that cap.
You managed to balance quite well between using offense for defense and then just pulling the plug and going full back into defense. It was quite well done on that part, 100% by you.
The guys did a good job actually. They were pretty good at redeploying when asked.
That's awesome. They're so interested to hear you guys talking like straight away about it.
Yeah.
Especially
really nice.
like obviously the viewers, they know like you both play for 82 AD, but we haven't kind of explained your guys' connection apart from that.
Yeah.
But you can tell from you talking to each other that you're friends, right?
So I think when Cahoots was, oh Christ, I'm gonna say about since the age of 13. Cahoots is my little cousin, and we used to play Minecraft servers together.
I remember those days. Those are good.
And that was, oh hell, probably longer than ago. You must have been younger than that. Yeah. So we've been playing together for a long time.
So it's important to you, Scipio, that you won this one, I'm guessing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Cahoots beat Luxor last weekend, another 82 AD member. So just had to remind him.
It's kind of an ongoing tradition in the 82nd to have the kind of duels with commanders. It used to be for an old event we used to run, and now we do it with these. It's kind of a long-standing tradition.
So is this the first time that you've played against each other, or?
For a long time.
So, but it's been a while.
Yeah. So it's currently 1-0. Now
On squad line battles, yeah.
Yeah. So is there going to be another one coming up? Are you
We'll
going
have
to
to see.
revenge?
We'll see how real life goes. It's been
Real
rather
life.
busy for me at the moment, unfortunately. But
If it's still got a face.
yeah, still got to do all that stuff, unfortunately. But I do still want to keep up to date with Commander, especially because that's my favorite role.
Mm-hmm.
I actually haven't been struggling at all with the new economy much. Like there were some points when we were losing a lot of points, where I was struggling, but I felt like that game I wasn't actually too stretched on production of the different resources.
No, did you get your 76s at 5 and 10 minutes?
I don't remember. I recorded the game. I could take a look, but I just got them when they were requested. But I did say to my tankers beforehand, like, don't throw them away. If you keep throwing them away, I can't necessarily get you new ones.
Yeah.
But I was able to spawn, multiple half tracks, loads of 76s. I wasn't strapped on resources by any means.
The only thing was manpower just at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we've been missing a manpower node the entire game.
That's always fun.
I called several times and I just thought, yeah, whatever.
You
we're
guys
missing.
didn't throw down much bombing runs and airheads. I think you maybe Cahoots. I think you threw down 2 airheads.
My style tends to be I wait until the call's on the ground for it.
Yeah.
So, and I try and play them when they're actually going to be used. There's no point using 400 manpower if it's going to get thrown away. So I think a lot of time we had resident garrisons where there wasn't necessarily a good time for an airhead. So I kind of just used it that way, especially on a map like Karantan when it's north. You can infiltrate the lines and just use recon squads and such to build them up. It's not necessarily mandatory to use airheads.
This new commander meta, I don't think you can. Like I honestly, if you spawn supplies every 2 minutes and you have your artillery guns firing, you will be out of munitions with this new meta as well.
You guys helped with that a lot.
Yeah, we did have a lot of. We had 3 artillery actually. That was good.
And also, you kept our artillery shut down, so artillery wasn't really an issue. We only had like 1 or 2 guys on it at most, and a lot of time that was shut down.
So that makes it a little bit easier on commander, but yeah, I think with this new commander meta, like I like to try and hold a bombing run, and if you want to hold a bombing run at all times, you're basically not using munitions, and then almost all of your manpower goes to using the encourage ability to maintain enough fuel. Fuel wasn't too bad because my Tiger tanks were staying alive, so because they were staying alive, I could save manpower without having to use the encourage constantly.
Those Tigers did such a good job of just holding their position.
Yeah,
it was really good to see.
The Tigers done really, really well on today's game.
That's textbook. 76s, you have an advantage. You can drive up and take a fight. Tiger tanks, it's about getting in position, waiting for the 76s to push you. And then if you kill the 76s, you got 3-4 minutes where you can just go nuts, push up, take ground, but then you're doing the same thing again. Like I think that last part of the game, you kept on hearing in command chat, our recon was spotting all the tanks leaving HQ. And you'd often be fighting versus a recon tank and a 76. And the second you get that call, you'll win that fight, and then you can maintain the armor advantage. And that really helped that final push, I think.
I also noticed that we weren't really marking Tigers that much, and I don't know why. Like several times I was running around doing commander stuff, and I was like, oh, there's a Tiger here, like with a bunch of enemy. It was a bunch of infantry around it, which isn't marked. This is interesting. I don't know why this hasn't happened.
Problem, yeah.
So that made our tankers' job much, much harder. is that they had to basically find targets themselves, which shouldn't be the case. They should have infantry telling them exactly where tanks are and when, and etc. etc.
Yeah, because a 76 will win that fight. If a 76 knows where the Tiger is, it can roll around the corner pre-aiming, and it will beat the Tiger tank. The Tiger tank almost relies on the 76 stumbling into it unawares, and I think we were lucky enough to have that happen this game.
Really good positioning as well, though. To give the credit to the Tiger teams, like there was that one spot like you mentioned earlier over the other side of the river, and
16th, yeah.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I followed literally the line of sight to the
Yeah.
Tiger, and it was like, wow, okay.
It was behind the wall, wasn't it? That Tiger.
Yeah, like between two houses behind a wall, like it was
Yeah.
literally in a little castle of defense. It was amazing.
I think that was at the time where it took out 2 tanks, a 75 and a 76.
Yeah.
And that was when we only had 1 tank. If that Tiger tank goes down, I mean, if that Tiger tank takes out the first 76 and gets traded, we lose that point at that moment. That, for me, is the turning point of the game. Because from there, we could actually get a bit more comfortable and establish our offense.
With those 2 tanks that pushed up, that was, like you mentioned earlier, like that was really critical to kind of take them both out, because otherwise, you would have definitely struggled to hold the trenches. But the infantry, your Axis infantry did such a good job of holding those trenches in the middle as well. I can't remember who it was, Big D, just with his machine gun, just sitting there the whole game, like mowing people down.
I noticed also another point in the north, you had a Tiger behind an AT gun, and that is a killer combination, because that's one shot right there.
Is that because that's filthy?
I hadn't thought of that before, but
that was entirely their own initiative.
Yeah, Tiger and AT gun, because you've obviously got the AT guns. What, 2 shots to the front of a heavy tank?
Mm-hmm.
So you basically got insta kill. It's like the old strategy of having 2 AT guys running around so they can insta kill tanks. It doesn't quite work anymore, but that is a similar sort of idea that you can just instantly kill anything that turns up if you've got the guns pointed to the right places.
Very sensible.
I think the X's really just aced that first bit when the barriers went down. They got enough trucks in there. They spawned at the right time, and they just managed to get on a point. And that, I think, from then, they really just set the tone from the get go.
Especially a point as open as Canal Crossing. Like you can just you can cover, as we saw the Tigers. You can sit back, couple guys with binos, pinging targets, and just blowing it up. Like it's so hard to take, especially when Recon's shutting down Arty, so you can't even get smoke cover.
Yeah. And I don't, like, you might not know this, Cahoots, but Scipio sent in a truck across, like, through the water under the river with people.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Those guys also built a garrison on that corner.
It's lasted half the game.
Their own initiative. That was a really nice play by them. There's some really good routes you need to learn for driving on Carentan. They are technical.
I knew that existed, but that was never common to me because people don't look there. Basically, pretty much. Yeah. But one of the best things to do with that is drive like I don't know if it works anymore, but I know Panthers used to be able to go through the entire way. Especially when you haven't got any enemy tanks, you can pretty much roll up with no chance of enemies getting behind it because they have to go so far away.
I mean, putting the transport truck there gave you, I don't know, a minute and a half advantage probably of getting set up and getting that garrison up in a really good spot. And it, like KnownConnection said, that just set the tone immediately. Like, because I knew obviously the connection of you two being cousins and stuff, and I was like, okay, Scipio wants to win this. But but Cahoots' garrisons as well. Like I noticed really early on, like your team, the garrisons were quite offensive. You didn't have kind of a back garrison straight away at pumping station and stuff. Even after you kind of lost that first point, it was like, no, we just want to keep pushing, and it almost paid off. I literally, if you see the VOD back, like you'll see, I literally almost called it. I was like, okay, well they've taken the center point now, but you got that defend in there, and
oh my god, that
was so close.
I almost forgot about that.
That was so close.
That was insane.
That was very. I was so disappointed by that. That was pretty much a yes, we got the point. Like,
you almost called it. I think I had the command chat up, and you were just like, yeah, we've. Oh wait.
I called that we'd lost it. I think I told offense I think I said everyone get back. We've lost this. So yeah, just that reinforce and just the right amount of people in the black circle. Yeah, it was real close. But
you almost
it's been a
managed
pleasure,
to get
boys.
back.
I got to head off. I'm afraid. I've got.
No, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
no,
real
thank you very much.
catching up with me.
That was a great game. Absolutely great game.
Yeah, hope to see you again.
Congratulations.
Well done, GG.
Yeah, have a good evening, gents.
Yeah, GG to both.
That was absolutely beautiful game.
Yeah, it was a good one. Nice to see it lasted basically the whole the whole time. You know, it was really
Yeah.
hard fought, lots of to and fro in, lots of interesting kind of like bit attacking, bit defending kind of thing. Like really good defense on both teams, excellent tank plays. I mean, it was all there really today, wasn't it?
I think the tank play was probably the highlight of the game. I think that just it really eased the game in towards the Axis, his palm. Yeah, I think the infantry was better on the Allied side, but because of the tanks taking out so much tank and dominating the map, I think that really
It just freed up all of that,
yeah,
all of those squads to then push forward and
Yeah.
attack, basically, didn't it? Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. I think the infantry play, especially from those defenders, there was a core team and a PBS team who were inside the they just stuck on defense like the whole time, and they did a really, really good job both squads.
But yeah, absolutely fantastic game.
Yeah, so obviously, like big shout out to Squad Line Battle and Werner Voss and everybody for putting it on. So thanks very much. I'm gonna leave you guys to it and probably jump back onto my thing and end my stream in a sec.
Yeah, I'm going to do
thanks for coming on, Cahoots.
Right, have a good one, guys. Pleasure
Thank you very
talking.
much. And
Yeah,
see
thanks
you
a
around.
lot, GG.
Right,
Thank you very much, Garth Nix as well.
Yeah, thanks, Connection. I'll catch you soon.
Yeah, no worries. Take care, guys.
Cheers, mate. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, yes, so that was Squad Line Battle today, Tuesday, 11th of January 2022. As I said, big thanks to Werner Voss and Dragster and all the rest for putting it on. Fantastic. Thanks very much for, I don't know what House is saying now in the chat, but thanks very much to House for, being in the chat the whole time and keeping everything, smooth and getting me to restart the stream when it wasn't working properly. Make sure to check out the VOD. Hopefully it'll be up on YouTube as well. We'll be back next Tuesday. The applications for next Squad Line Battle will open probably tomorrow. And you can apply to be anything, as we always say. So Squad Line Battle is sort of people who know what they're doing, but it's basically a public game, so you can apply to literally be anything. You can be a recon, you could be a tank squad, you could be commander as well, and come on the stream and have a chat after the game or whatever, if that's what you want to do, or not. If you just don't want to come on the stream, that's totally fine too. But you just apply. The only thing is, if you're coming as a squad leader or as a recon squad or a tank, you have to supply the squad. So that's just how it works. Bring your friends, bring your clan mates, sign up. Let's have a fun time. I mean, we're on server 2 today. There's 2 servers. Big shout out to all the guys on server 1. I don't even know what the result of their game is yet, so that'll be interesting to watch that one as well. So make sure you check out the content creators from today, the streamers. So it's myself, obviously, KnownConnection. You can check out the VODs on our Twitch channels. Make sure you drop KnownConnection a follow as well, and then check out, I guess, Heathen Hammers probably on the other server as well, so make sure you go and check those out as well. Thanks very much for the follows, whoever's followed today. I'm not good at checking. Heps, nice one. Centurio Kato, thanks very much. There'll probably be more as people start to trickle in, so thank you if you dropped a follow today. Obviously I've hit 100 now, which is kind of cool. I never was gonna be a streamer or whatever, but yes, it's been a pleasure to obviously bring these games to you. So thanks for all of the support, and I'll see you next time. What would be really cool is if I could raid somebody, but I don't know if Connection's still continuing, because if he's going off to do like something else, then I don't want to raid him. House is messaged me on private chat now as well. Hey, Papa. Okay, so let's see if he is still going. Should we check out his stream? I can't like show it to you very easily. I can set up like a new channel. We can do like window capture. What's that? Window capture. Add a source. Add a new source. browser. Add that. Let's go to what's the thing called that we've got here? Okay. Does this work? No, it does not work. Sweet. What? Does it work now? Is it up? Yeah, it's up. Sweet. Okay, let's check him out, shall we? See what he's doing. Spy on him. Check him out, shall we? It's good lag there. Oh, he's logged off. Okay, that's all right then. Well, we can't raid him. Who else is on? Let's have a look. Oops. Get out of here. Let's have a look. Oops. Get out of here. Who else we got? House Gangster. Should we raid House Gangster? I think you're online. Should we raid House Gangster? He's not streaming. I think you're online. Who's recommended? He's not streaming. Okay. Oh, so much feedback. Stop. Okay, so yeah, no one. So that's good. I guess we'll end the stream there then. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and catch you guys on the next one.